Good morning, everyone. So my name is Filomena. I am a Senior Program Manager at the Micronutrient Forum, where I have the pleasure to coordinate the Global MMS Technical Advisory Group, or Global MMS Tech. I am also an Assistant Professor at Nova Medical School in Lisbon, where I come from. And I'm here with my colleague Rijuta Pandav, our Communications and Advocacy Specialist, to tell you about evidence-based advocacy tools. So today we will provide you an overview of what the Global MMS Tech is, what it can do for you, and as well as an overview of our advocacy resources and tools. The Global MMS Tech is a group of 18 international experts set up in 2018, and I have the pleasure to have 3 of them here in the room, to evaluate the global evidence, respond to questions from stakeholders, and support antenatal care programs interested in introducing MMS. This is not an exhaustive list of all the outputs we produce, but I just want to give you a feeling of what we do. So we have papers that looked at the benefits, the safety, the cost effectiveness of MMS. We also prepared the application to get MMS into the WHO Essential List of Medicines in 2021. Then we have a number of research or analyses that aimed at addressing the global evidence gaps, but we also produced guidance for countries. So the MMS tag, or one of the things it does, the MMS tag addresses research gaps on global evidence. You may know that MMS was recommended in the context of rigorous research by WHO in 2020, so it called for more implementation research. But it also noted that we need more evidence on the effect of switching from MMS with 30 milligrams of iron from IFA with higher amounts of iron. They also noted that we need future trials assessing gestational age assessment with ultrasound. So rather than calling for more research, more studies, what the MMS tag did was, let's look at the 19 trials that were included in the Cochrane review that informed the WHO guidelines, which have more than 100,000 women included in those trials, and let's see how we can answer these points with the existing evidence. So we generated these 3 papers that you can see here, and we concluded that providing MMS with 30 milligrams of iron during pregnancy is comparable to IFA with 60 milligrams of iron to prevent maternal anemia and neonatal deaths. And with another analysis, the last analysis, we saw that the effect of MMS versus IFA on birth outcomes does not differ across the gestational age assessment methods, being ultrasound or others. And when ultrasound was used, the magnitude of the beneficial effect of MMS was higher for all birth outcomes. With this, the MMS tech concluded that we don't need additional large clinical trials looking at ultrasound or a gestational age assessment measured with ultrasound. And just to give an example of what these analyses look like, when our analyses on MMS and IFA were conducted looking at the effect on maternal anemia, we divided the trials, those 19 trials, into those who provided MMS with 60 milligrams versus IFA with 60 milligrams of iron, then 30 milligrams of iron MMS versus 30 milligrams in IFA, and then our main comparison of interest, MMS with 30 milligrams of iron versus IFA with 60 milligrams of iron. And what we have here? A null effect. We have a risk ratio of 0.99. This means that there is no difference between MMS with 30 milligrams of iron versus IFA with 60 milligrams of iron on maternal anemia in the 3rd trimester. But we also answer practical questions, such as, should pregnant women continue to take MMS if they develop anemia? So recently, the MMS tech developed this 10-page guidance or interim guidance that explains that MMS should be used through pregnancy as a preventive measure. If a pregnant woman is diagnosed with anemia, we know that WHO recommends treatment by increasing the total amount of iron to 120 milligrams until hemoglobin returns to normal. But other guidelines suggest a lower dose. And this is something important. Of course, anemia is a complex condition with other nutritional and non-nutritional causes, which makes sense that we consider other WHO context-specific preventative interventions, such as deworming and intermittent preventative treatment of malaria. But for anemia treatment, and here I'm talking mostly about mild and moderate, because for severe, we should follow the local standard of care, which may include intravenous iron or transfusion. But for anemia treatment, mild to moderate, additional iron should be provided while daily MMS are continued as a preventive measure throughout pregnancy. So we don't drop MMS. We continue with MMS, but we add iron. And these are some potential combinations that we can use. Oops, not this one. Some potential combinations that we can use to reach the amount of levels that we want. And of course, that the amount of levels that we want to provide will depend on the severity of anemia, the stage of pregnancy, or the existing of other comorbidities. So we can provide MMS with 1 iron or FA supplement with giving a total of 90, or MMS plus 3 iron supplements, which is, I understand, they are unlikely to be available in your country. But this will get to 120 milligrams. And once hemoglobin concentration rises to normal, MMS alone can be resumed. It's important to note that other nutrients in MMS beyond iron can prevent other nutritional anemias and improve iron absorption and utilization. And if there is no rise in hemoglobin after a certain period, let's say 2 to 4 weeks or until the next ANC visit, further assessments are necessary to identify other causes of anemia and determine the appropriate treatment. But the MMS also offers technical support. We do this to normative agencies and MMS stakeholders. So yesterday, Emily Mates gave the example of how we had those discussions around calcium and MMS. But we also offer technical support to countries. We supported Ghana in the review of the application to have MMS included in the national MMS, I'm sorry. We also presented to the Indonesian Ministry of Health about MMS during anemia treatment. And of course, we also present in conferences and events. This is my last slide, just to give an overview of the ongoing projects and how the MMS tag is organized. Currently, we have the Implementation Research Working Group, which developed that beautiful document that we were introduced to yesterday. We have a cost analysis working group that is looking at the costs and benefits of replacing IFA with MMS in 25 LMICs with the greatest burden of low birth weight. And we also have a clinical research working group. We are just now finalizing meta-analysis assessing the effect of MMS versus IFA on size at birth and growth through 24 months. So we're looking at the effect of MS in addition to low birth weights. We're looking at length, head circumference, stunting, wasting, and others. And in the near future, we plan to look at the evidence on the benefits and safety of MMS during breastfeeding and preconception. And because our evidence does not stand here, like once we produce it, it needs to be disseminated. And I will now give the floor to my colleague Rijuta that will explain you how we do this.
Thank you, Filomena. Good morning, everyone. I'll give you a quick overview of some advocacy and tools and resources that we have developed and that we host on our HMHB website. So I'd like to start with a world map, an online world map on MMS implementation across the world. This world map at a glance shows you what countries are doing in terms of MMS implementation, such as either they're exploring or they've initiated implementation or are they scaling up. So when you click on any of these countries, it opens up a country-specific web page which tells you all the current activities that country is doing on MMS. It also lists national and international partners that the country is working with and has links to resources and publications related to that country. Last but not the least, it also links to Nutrition International's cost-benefit tool, which gives information on incremental costs and benefits of transitioning from IFA to MMS. So in one place, national decision makers can find all the information they need about a particular country. And you're most welcome to update us on the progress in your country because we update this map every year, and this will help us keep it current. The other resource that I would like to highlight, also hosted on the HMHB website, is the Knowledge Hub. The Knowledge Hub is an online repository of more than 400 resources, such as peer-reviewed publications, technical guidance, case studies, policy briefs, and so on. It is interactive, so you can search for these resources by keyword or by category. It's updated every month, and it has a range of resources such as videos like Knowledge Byte videos featuring experts diving deep into specific topics on MMS and maternal nutrition. It has recordings of webinars, especially our coffee and chai chats that you're most welcome to join. These chai chats feature experts diving deep into a topic on maternal nutrition or MMS or now even BEP. And participants can log in online and ask questions in real time. It also houses resources by our partners and other organizations and individuals. These resources are carefully curated, they're evidence-based, and to give you an example, we have, for example, like case studies from Bangladesh, the UNICEF acceleration plan. We have Sight and Life's special reports on MMS, and policy briefs developed by Nutrition International on the cost effectiveness of MMS. The Advocacy Resource Center is a specialized center that houses exclusively tools related to advocacy. This is also an online interactive tool that is hosted on our website, and you can search for tools by keyword or by category. The resources listed in this resource center are in different languages, from French, Spanish, Arabic to Portuguese. And to give you an example, we have the advocacy slide deck for MMS, which is a 5-module adaptable slide deck, and it also includes a case study on Indonesia. You can use this slide deck to national advocates and national actors can use this slide deck to convince their governments to adopt and scale MMS. It also has our Women's Voices videos that you've been seeing throughout this conference. These Women's Voices videos feature real-life stories of women, pregnant women who are facing challenges in accessing nutrition and how MMS can improve their nutrition and make a difference to their health and their lives. Another interesting and very useful tool that resource that we have there is a frequently asked questions brief on the inclusion of MMS into WHO's EML. And I believe that this would be very important for national actors to use and include MMS in their national EMLs. We also have an advocacy brief on the cost effectiveness of MMS. As you know, it has been identified as one of the best bets in global development with a return of $37 for every dollar invested. In addition to the online initiatives, we also have national initiatives on the ground, such as these regional meetings that we've been conducting. The first meeting happened in Asia in 2022, and the second one happened in Africa, in Ethiopia in 2023. And it brought a lot of energy and momentum in these respective continents. And now we're all here again. And so, these meetings are very helpful, not only for the countries, but also for us to build relationships with stakeholders and continue engagement with them. And last but not the least, some of our partners have developed a new narrative to take this advocacy for MMS forward with a new narrative called Further with 15. This narrative emphasizes the benefits of MMS, which has 15 micronutrients, over IFA, which has only 2. So this campaign will essentially have new resources providing knowledge and information, and it will be directed to national decision makers. And so I have listed all of these resources. The links to them are on this slide. We'll share these slides with you so you can Go and visit and explore these resources. If you have any questions, you can contact me or Filomena, and suggestions from you on adding resources that you already have, or if you have requests for new resources that you'd like us to develop, are most welcome.